What's the hardest thing about being a plant parent? If you're anything like me, then your house is slowly becoming an urban jungle. And sometimes it can feel like the maintenance gets a little bit too much. Well, that's where technology can really step in to help you automate your plant care. So I reached out to a company called RainPoint who does exactly that. RainPoint kindly sent me over their smart solar irrigation system, which I will be unboxing and putting to use today. What is up, guys? My name is Lithius and welcome to Roots Ready. This is a seriously intriguing proposition, and if it works, I am all in. This is going to be a massive game changer to the way that I care for my plants. Now, as I said, I've been sent this automatic irrigation system here, and they've actually kindly also sent me their outdoor humidity sensor as well. These are not the only products that RainPoint actually provide. They provide a whole range of other devices to help make your gardening experience as seamless as possible. All of their systems are seriously smart because it all connects into their home app. It allows you to monitor systems wirelessly from wherever you are, and you can also control them as well. So firstly, I'm going to be looking at this humidity sensor that they've sent as just a little bit extra. I won't be talking about this one too much today, but I'll just give you a flavor of what it looks like. And there you go. This is the humidity sensor. With this product, I believe you would hang it outdoors and it lets you know what the humidity is like on the day. Obviously, with high humidity, it might mean that you need to water your plants a bit less. But now for the main event, this is the smart solar irrigation system. Solar being in the name lets you know that they're being really eco-friendly. So first things first, in the box you get this hub which allows you to connect to the Wi-Fi. You get some instruction manuals in terms of how to use the system. So now this is the main event. This is the hub. This is where you connect in your tubings to bring that water in and out of the system. This is the solar panel. It's completely adjustable as well, ensuring that you can make the most of that light. And also this is an adjustable hook, so you can place it in a secure location. Also in the box you get some tubing. You get everything that you need to get started. These are the drip feeders. You get some connections and a filter as well. So that's everything. Let's get started. So the first thing you want to do is connect the system to your phone. So what you want to do is get the hub as well as the app and follow the instructions. RainPoint have a fantastic video on their YouTube, which will be linked in the description below, which gives a step-by-step guide on how to set up your RainPoint device. Now I've set this up, I've connected it to my Wi-Fi via the app. So now the next step is to connect the irrigation device. First thing you want to do is remove this central bit. This is the rechargeable battery, and that will allow you to remove this bit to allow the device to actually work. So now that that is done, I'm going to go back into my app and I'm going to connect this device to the Wi-Fi system. So there you go. To connect it, you just want to press that top set button here until it flashes, and then it automatically syncs to the device. So as you can see, that is now all done on my phone. So now that this is all set up on the system, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just test it with one plant, my quite amazing looking Anthurium forgetii. But the main reason for picking this plant is because it's in a plastic container, so we can see exactly how much water is being released, and then I'll be able to calibrate the duration of the drip system effectively. This system can actually water up to 10 plants at a time, so they've given you ample tubing to be able to do that. I've added a filter to one end of the tubing, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut this to length. So this tube is going to go into the in outlet over here, so the water is going to come into the system, and then we're going to connect our other tube to the outlet. So the next and probably final cut you need to do if you're only watering one plant is just a little bit further down from the outline, and the reason for that is so that we want to add in this non-return valve. Okay, so that's the basic setup. I've got the non-return valve here so that the water doesn't go back into the system, and I've also got the filter on the end of this with a little reservoir of water. So this right here is the drip feeder, and you want to just add in the end of your tubing like so, and that is literally it. That is the basic setup. Obviously, if you have more plants, then you want to add in connectors just to direct the tubing exactly where you want it. But for now, just for a one plant setup, that's all you need. I've got my Anthurium here. I'm just going to insert the tubing just like that. And finally, what I'm going to do, as you can see, I've already set up the sensor, which is showing that The humidity level is 57% if you're ever wondering, and it's 20 degrees Celsius at the moment. So if I go into the watering system here, you can see it's set up to go off at 2 p.m. on Sunday, which is today. At the moment it's only 1:37, but I think I can bypass this system by going into the irrigation bit. Let's start off with 10 seconds, like so. We're going to confirm, and look at that, off it goes. So I did put this on for 10 seconds, but I guess it's not quite long enough. There's quite a lot of tubing for this to go through, so I'm going to put it on for maybe a minute and a half. Hopefully that's enough to get the water all the way through all of the tubing, which is very long. It's about a 10, maybe a 5-meter tubing, so that was my bad. So let's go again. 1 minute 30 seconds. So there you go. You can see that that water is now coming through, and I imagine 1 minute is probably just a bit too much time for one plant, but that's not bad at all. I can already feel that the pot is getting heavier and it's getting all the water that it needs. So now that I know roughly how much water leaves the system, oh, there we go, it's dripping out the bottom. That gives you an idea of how much water comes out in a minute and a half. So I'll probably adjust this going forward. I think everybody knows that I use a lot of pond, especially for my anthuriums. So I'm going to try this out and see how it works. So I'm only going to put it on for 40 seconds. I'm going to hit confirm, and it pretty much goes off straight away. There we go, it's already started. Wow. I can only imagine what the possibilities are for this thing, just to change up the way that I care for my plants. I think the more familiar I get with this product, the better I can sort of calibrate it to care for my plants. As you can see, from the first time I used it, I went for about a minute and a half. That's probably too much for one single plant, but when it's spread over 10, that might work a lot better. So I think it's going to take some time just for me to understand exactly how much water is enough water for me and my plants. But as it stands, especially when I'm going on holiday, this is the one. You can see I used a small reservoir, just a small vase to hold that water. But of course you can use a big one, and you can also make sure that you put the right amount of nutrients in that water as well. And it just literally kills 2 birds, 10 birds with one stone. It's an amazing, amazing product. Do check out the link in my description where you can go to learn a bit more about this product and potentially get your hands on one. Especially as we're approaching the festive season, this can make a great present to one of your planty friends. But that is it. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, keep planting.